It's me. Please say you can hear me and see me. I'm so happy that I can be here tonight after last week. I'm seeing people say hi, Steve, so you must be able to see me and hear me. Cheers. And as you can see, happy St. Patrick's Day. Somebody says, Bigora, it's Steve. It's EAP Elaine. Paula Poole says, I can see and hear you. It's a joy. It really is a joy. After last week. And for those that don't know, I had to cancel last week's stream because of, I suppose the only thing I can say is things that were beyond my control. Nothing was going through my soundboard. I couldn't hear or see anything. So I thought, well, there's only one thing I can do. I have to be kind to everybody. I'm not going to keep you hanging on. I am going to say it's cancelled for this week. And I really, really do apologize because I have so much fun on a Sunday. I hope you do. And I hate to let people down as well. But however, it looks like so far so good. Let's cross those fingers. Chris R says, sorry I've missed hello. It all went fast. Thanks, Chris, for moderating again. Of course, we'll be using the same quiz answers as last week. So I didn't have to send you those. We have, of course, underrated Elvis song, This Day in Elvis History. I had to update that, of course. I couldn't do last week's Elvis history. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. A live poll, yes. Photoshop of the week. Caption this photo. Smoking hot photo, of course. Yeah. Girls. You see, they missed last week. That's why they're going like that. The topic, of course. Yes. Now, it's not what people might think it is. It says Elvis Autopsy, 50-year myth. So people are probably going to think I'm going to start discussing, details of his death and all that. I'm not actually. It's not. It's the 50-year myth that I'm going to be. Gracie G is sending an awful lot of shamrocks there. That's very, very nice. Steve, the leprechaun has got you last week. Yeah. I've got you a Guinness. Thank you very, very much. Yes, actually, as you can see, in honour of St. Patrick's Day, I've actually changed it to buy me a beer. But I probably won't drink beer. If you do buy me one, it'll still be coffee. But I've just changed it to beer just because it's St. Patrick's Day. If you're wondering why I'm not wearing green, it's because if I did, you wouldn't be able to see me. I'd disappear. For technical reasons, that's why I'm not wearing green. Thanks very, very much. You can get in the queue now to speak to me about all things Elvis. And, of course, this 50-year myth that we'll be discussing in a minute. If you're new to Discord and you haven't joined yet, there is a link below that you can click on, and it's an invite, and then you can get yourself on Discord. And, of course, you will be able to call me later as well on Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram as well. So, oh, yes, I wanted to update you on the Elvis Evolution hologram show. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will have got this. I didn't get this email. Priscilla, thanks very much, Priscilla, for sending me a copy of this. I'm a bit worried now because I have actually registered for this Elvis Evolution hologram. Tickets for the experience will go on sale in June 2024. So make sure you are first in line for pre-sale access. I've registered, but I didn't get this email. I'm getting worried. Visit our site to register for the waitlist and get the latest news and updates about this major new show. So there you are. Tickets on sale for the Elvis hologram in June 2024. Not that long, really, to be honest, is it? June? Especially as we're in the middle of March now. So let's do the quiz. Fan of the Month quiz. Oh, I will also be announcing last month's winner of Fan of the Month. Okay, and a little fun thing later on as well. Elvis Mug of the Week. And I don't mean this mug, okay? No bigger mug than this, I tell you. Just a little bit of fun for you. I've got some jingles as well. So there's just a few things that kept me, what's the word? Sort of occupied is the word I'm looking for during the week. I thought you might like some jingles. Right, here we go. Fan of the Month quiz. No, do you know what? Before I do anything else, I did promise Dylan, actually. He was on about a Reuben jumpsuit and a Reuben cape, and he sent me these photographs, and here it is. Here's the actual prototype drawing of the suit, and then here is the cape itself. There you are, the Reuben cape. We now it's on display. As you can see, but we don't know where the suit is. So not Vincenzo. I've got Vincenzo on the brain at the moment. Dylan said, we should really try and put out a search for where this suit is. Was it made? Same with the cape as well. We need to find out more about it. Although I'm looking at that photograph of the cape, and there does seem to be a little bit of a suit or something just on the right-hand side of that photograph. However, there you are. That's the Reuben jumpsuit and the Reuben cape. And thanks to Dylan for sending those photographs in. And keep me updated on that, won't you, Dylan? Right. Fan of the Month quiz. Stand by, please, Chris, for moderating. It's Elvis songs, and I'm going to ask you questions about Elvis songs, and you've got to provide me with the answer. We're going to have fun with this. I know we are. I'll get my trusty pen, and I'm going to say, question 1 is, in King Creole, how does he hold his guitar? You're singing it now, aren't you? Wow. Lots of people in there. Becky Stone, Duncan, Bossa Nova Baby, Brian Roberts. Mark says, oh boy. But you're quite correct. You are. Well done, Chris, because I saw Dylan's name first, and it is Like a Tommy Gun. Well done, Dylan. So you are the first name down. And the jingle.
I'm just getting to start a song, and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
Sucker. Yes. Very fast, Dylan. Yeah, he was. So 1 down, 5 to go. Maybe this might stump a few of you. Alrighty? In Reconsider Baby, how is he going to miss her? Now that I think is quite tricky. Yeah, it's Elvis is keeping an eye on us, Vincenzo, isn't he? Okay, everybody's trying to think now. How is miss her so? No clue. Manfred Boomer is got it quite close. Like a Baby? No. Is this the first time I'm ever going to catch you out? Well, the way that I will miss you. No. As soon as I said that, Brent came up with it. I'll guess you'll never know. That's exactly what he says. Yeah. Mark G says, child, you'll never know. It's actually Brent. Yes. Brian Roberts was close. Yeah. Lily Ramos. Yeah. I think I'm just waiting for confirmation, but I think it's, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Brent, you get this.
I'm just getting to start a song, and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
Nice to see you on here, Brent, from Elvis Nation. Yes. And it's I Guess You'll Never Know. Now, question number 3. In Dixieland Rock, what did the drummer boy lose? That's quite an easy one. Dylan says his shoes. Yeah. A lot of people coming up there now with his sticks. And I see Scott Carpenter there. Anula says these are difficult. Okay. Yeah. Scott, well done, Scott. You get the...
I'm just getting to start a song and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
Scott gets the sucker. Number 4. In the song Spin Out, what is the road to love full of? There you go. Some Null Set says, way to go, Scott. Oh, Dylan just pipped Brent from Elvis Nation by the looks of it. Yeah, loads of danger signs there. Loads of danger signs. The road to love is full of danger signs. Yes. Dylan, 2 to Dylan. Dylan, you get 2 suckers.
I'm just getting to start a song and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
Right. My favorite song here, or one of my favorites, it is my favorite from the Today album. In Bringing It Back, what does he see in her eyes? Now, what do you think of that? Daniel says Dylan is unbelievable. Yes, he's very, very knowledgeable. He's very quick, very intelligent. Karen says tears. Dylan says the fire. Vincenzo says the fire as well. Scott says bloodshot. Yeah. I'm going to catch you out. That loud laugh you all hear is Charlie Hodge. I think it's one of the sweets. Yeah. There it is. I can see it in your eyes. I think I've caught you out. Vincenzo says it's one of the sweets as well. I think it is. It does sound like a woman's voice. Okay, I'm going to count down from about 10 in a minute. And I've not seen full answer. No, neither have I, Chris. Although Ruth has got it by the looks of it. A look of sweet surrender. And it is actually a look of sweet surrender and a touch of too much sadness. Yeah. But the bit I was looking for was a look of sweet surrender. So I'm going to give that to Ruth. Well done, Ruth.
I'm just getting to start a song and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
Yeah, it does sound like one of the sweets. Or even maybe the woman that gave him the sucker. Right, okay. Somebody else got it there. Anne Y by the looks of it, yeah. Right, I thought that was quite a tricky one, actually. And the final one tonight. In Beyond the Bend, what does the breeze do? There you go. No problem, Chris. I'm not sure whether that jingle is from a Vegas show or from a tour. Dylan says blow. Close. Daniel says blow. It sings a happy song. Yes, it certainly does. Breeze, sing a happy song. This heart of mine is singing right along. So I just need to know now who it gave me sing a happy song first. Norset. Well done, Norset. Okay, Norset it is. Congratulations. And you get the final sucker.
I'm just getting to start a song and you give me a sucker. Oh, it's a rose. Oh, I thought it was a sucker.
I will be announcing the winner of February's Fan of the Month quiz later on, and it will probably be another Blu-ray if that person wants to choose another Blu-ray. Now, this is the thing, right? Elvis Autopsy, 50-year myth. It's not what you think it is. I think some people on the chat thought I was going to start picking to pieces his cause of death and all this and all that. But what I'm going to talk about is Sally Hodel, author of the best-selling book Elvis Destined to Die Young and Elvis Destined to Fly, has spoken on this subject about it being a myth that the autopsy has been sealed for 50 years. Anyone eagerly awaiting the autopsy to be released in 2027 will be hugely disappointed. It is actually already available. The myth of the autopsy report being released in 2027 continues to plague him. First, it suggests some smoking gun, which is just not the case. Second, it is a private family document and they will not be required to release it upon the 50th anniversary of his death. According to Tennessee state law, it is the death certificate that will be made public in 2027, not the autopsy report. The autopsy report and its contents are very much public already. There is no big mystery waiting to be revealed. The simplistic idea is that it was an OD and that he ate himself to death. Both are as far from the truth as you can get, Sally says. There's absolutely zero evidence of an OD death. Zero. It was a very quick heart-related issue. I don't think he would have had a long life given everything that was wrong with him, and especially the heart and liver disorder that is present in his family. We see it in the family. Even his father died young. There is a young death related on the Presley side of the family too. Sally also says it's not normal for a 30-something-year-old to have glaucoma. It's normally genetic in nature if you get it that young. And of course, we know that he did get it in his 30s. So researching it and discovering his maternal grandparents were first cousins, that doubling of the gene pool creates a lot of issues, and we see it and it makes sense. Elvis's brother's deaths at young age. Elvis's brother died at young age too, at 46, 49 and 50, all from liver, heart and lung related illnesses. And Destined to Die Young by Sally Hodel is available to buy in the UK at Strictly Elvis and in the US at Elvis Author. So there you are. Maybe that's not the topic that some people thought it was going to be. The 50-year myth is exactly what it is, a myth. The autopsy report is not being sealed until 2027. It's the death certificate that's actually being sealed. But on top of that, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. You can ring, you can get in the queue in Discord, and you can also ring me on, and I will move that a second for you. You can call me on WhatsApp. There's a telephone number, and you can also call me on Messenger and Instagram. Okay, so before that, I want to do a poll in connection with this 50-year myth that we're going to find something big in 2027, which, according to Sally, we aren't, because it's there's no secret. It's the death certificate which has been sealed for 50 years. But The poll is, and I would love for you to vote on this, is did Vernon have something to hide about Elvis's death? It's very simple. Yes, no, or not sure. I mean, people have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. Did I start the poll? Probably not. Start the poll. Okay. Does it? Can anybody see the poll? Doesn't seem to want to start. Can anybody? I tell you what. People in the chat. Can you tell me whether you can see the poll? No. A lot of people saying no, no, no. Okay. Did Vernon have something to hide about Elvis's death? Yes, no, or not sure. There you are. Sorry about that. I was clicking and it was saying, now people are saying yes. Thanks for your help, everybody. Not too sure why it wasn't doing that for me. So, yeah, vote away on that, and I'll be interested to see what everybody thinks about that. I don't see, of course, who votes what. I just see the percentages. I might tell you at the end as well what I feel about, Elvis's or Vernon's reaction to sealing the death certificate for 50 years. So without further ado, I would like to actually, fingers crossed, take some calls and put myself in the calls, the Discord calls. And I think the first person, Cam, can you hear me, Cam? Can you hear me, Cam? Hello, Cam. Okay. I wonder.
Hi, Steve, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Cam. How are you?
How are you doing?
Yeah, you can hear me, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry,
That's okay. That's okay. Do you know? I thought for a second there I muted myself again.
I forgot to take myself off mute.
So it was you. I can blame you. You see, not me this week.
Yeah, you can blame me this week. I'll take my hiding like a man this week.
So, what have you got thoughts on this about Vernon?
Yeah, Steve, I just voted in the poll. I said I'm not sure, but I tend to think no, because
Right.
I don't think he might have had his suspicions, but then again, there are what there are, suspicions. I think it's very difficult. Obviously he wouldn't have been of sane mind to begin with.
Well, he would have been very, very, very upset at the time, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would have been very emotional, which brings me to the point to say that I don't think he would have been thinking clearly and rationally at any point, and it would have been easy for him to jump to any conclusion that would emotionally make sense for him. And at that time, he just lost his son, and he was looking to blame anything and everyone, with exception of his son. Because at the end of the day, Elvis was a very wise man, and he did know what he was doing. And yes, we can sit and we can blame hundreds of thousands of people. At the end of the day, the one to have taken responsibility should have been Elvis himself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean he was a grown man, and he could make his own. He could make his own decisions. Yeah.
Yes. Not saying that the clutches of addiction are easy, because they're not. But for us all to sit and say that Elvis was completely oblivious to what was going on within his own body, we would be stupid to say that was the case. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the only person that could have taken responsibility and should have possibly taken responsibility for his own actions was Elvis himself.
Okay, but on the
But
poll, on the poll, you've actually voted not sure. You think there just might be something there that Vernon sort of didn't want released in 1977.
yeah, because there's always the possibility that he might have been privy to some information that was given to him by Dr. Nick, etc., etc., that he possibly felt that would be damaging um, to his son's reputation and also to his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't tend to think that there's going to be something that we don't kind of know already, because I think Sally did a lot of research with her book to begin with. So I don't
Yes.
think there's going to be anything that we unaware of in terms of huge surprises. I think the reason that Vernon had it locked away or had it sealed for as long as he had it sealed is possibly just to give people time. Obviously the people that were around at that point in time, um, time to move on
Yeah.
their spiritual journey and possibly cancel out the amount of um, blown up tabloid style stories that might
Yeah, well,
have come out.
he knew there was going to be a lot of media attention surrounding Elvis in the following weeks and months after his death. So maybe he felt by sealing the death certificate, it would kind of take a little bit of that away.
Yeah.
Okay, Cam, thanks very much for your call.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure, Steve. And
All right.
glad to see that there are no monsters in the machine.
so far, so good. Anyway,
Okay, brilliant, Steve. Nice talking to you.
thank you. Bye. Yeah. So Cam is not sure. He's kind of. I think he thinks there might be something there, but not sure. Let's speak to another caller, Dylan. Dylan, are you there, young man?
Hello, sir.
Oh wow, you are coming through lovely, loud and clear.
It's my dulcet tones, that's what it is.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. So, what do you? Did you like the fact that I showed the Reuben suit and the Reuben cape? Yeah.
I do. I just hope that people enjoy seeing it, and it prompts them to maybe go and do a bit of research and see.
Yeah.
If there's any more dates than there already is.
And if you hear any more or get any more information, then please do let us know, won't you?
I will.
Okay. Now, what do you think about Vernon?
I agree with what Cameron said. I don't think Vernon was in the right state of mind to do anything, because he just lost his kid.
Yeah.
And when you've lost your kid, you don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't do anything, I don't think, to harm his son's legacy. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say, why did he seal the death certificate for 50 years? And I say, well, because he could.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and maybe for his own peace of mind, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
and as I said to Cam as well, maybe he knew there was going to be a lot of light on Elvis for the coming weeks and months after his death, and maybe he thought just taking that out of it would sort of calm things down a little bit.
No, yeah, that's it too. He didn't want any controversy surrounding Elvis's death.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, did you register for the hologram show?
No.
All right, because I've yet to speak to anybody else apart from Priscilla, of course, that's got an email about the June sale of tickets. So I didn't get mine anyway. I'm getting worried.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay.
It's too far for me. It's too far.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, too far to travel. Yeah, it's a long way for me as well. That's why I need to sort of get things sorted. That's what they see. You see, they don't realize a lot of people do travel. They have to get hotels booked. They have to get flights booked and things like that. So I need to know. We still don't know what the venue is, unless
I know, but I seen some footage of Elvis in I can't remember what year it was. No, I remember what year it was. Do you remember one of the very first times I called, and it was about the apparent boy blockade put in 72?
Yeah.
Turns out, surprise, surprise, it wasn't.
Oh, right.
What it was the blue nail from 72,
Right.
but with the blue fringe belt that he wore with the fringe in Miami in 70.
Okay. And you've seen footage? Oh, that's what that was, yeah. And you've seen footage of that, yeah?
Yeah. That's what that screenshot was that I sent you like yonks ago.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Of what I thought was the brocade, the blue one.
You're a great man for the jumpsuits. That's why I can't name the jumpsuit every week, because I just have to write your name down 6 times.
Well, I mean 5 times because because I can never get the 6th one.
No,
I can never get the 6th one.
Brent was giving you a run for your money as well tonight. As well, he just nipped in before you.
Well, yeah, but you know what? No change there. He's always giving me a run for his money.
Right, Dylan. All the best, and thanks for that. Thanks for testing out this for me earlier on.
No, it's all right.
Alrighty. Cheers, matey. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, Dylan was my test earlier on because I wasn't sure whether the Discord was going to work tonight, but however, it did. Now, I think Mark is on the line. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Great to hear from you.
And you, mate. Yeah, I missed you last week, but these things happen.
Yeah, I missed everybody last week.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so it's a tough question, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, did Vernon have something to hide about Elvis's death? It is. I know people have varying sort of opinions. What's yours?
I think he probably knew more than what probably most people did. I think there probably was a little bit of a cover-up because we all know about the drugs disappeared straight away, like, at the bathroom when Elvis died and different things. And I think he probably knew the state of mind maybe his son was in, but he wasn't. Obviously, he probably didn't know he was going to obviously die the way he died, and he's going to be shocked. And Vernon was, he was a bit of a weak man.
We've discussed Vernon before on this on this program, and a lot of people said he was quite a weak individual, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think he might have been pushed into a few things, and obviously he might have stood up to a few things. Like the last caller said, you don't want to tarnish Elvis's. You don't want to be putting anything, in there that's going to tarnish it. A normal Elvis fan would know Elvis was taking prescription drugs and everything else. We all know that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's nothing there, and what happens,
Yeah.
Only the doctor. Really, when you think about it, only the doctors would know. In that way, the way he did die, and on what was in his bloodstream and all sorts, and you think, well, were they told to cover a few things up, You don't know, it's hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, different times. I mean, we're talking like over 40 odd years ago now, aren't we? So they probably wouldn't be allowed to do as much as they, may have done in 1977.
Yeah, I think Dr. Nick got away with loads of stuff on Elvis. It wouldn't happen today, would it?
No, that's for sure. Yeah. So what did you vote on the poll?
I voted yes.
Oh, right, okay. But I don't think there's any smoking gun, though, is there, that's going to come out on the 50th year, because...
I don't think there is. No, I don't know. I don't think there will be, no. But I think probably Vernon did probably know a little bit more than what we all know. And obviously, there might have been a bit of a cover-up there, because it's Elvis, isn't it? And I think it doesn't matter if it was Elvis. There was a big cover-up, but they all say about Marilyn Monroe, the same thing, wasn't it?
Exactly.
When she died?
Yeah.
There's been a few cover-ups,
Well, when anybody famous dies, there's always these different sort of theories, isn't there? I mean, Michael Jackson, same with Michael Jackson.
The same,
Anybody big,
Yeah, and Amy Winehouse, when she died and all that kind of stuff, it was the same, I would like to think there wasn't, but I think there might have been a little bit there, but I don't think we'll ever know. And it will never be seen. And
no, I mean, I think we know as much as we're ever going to know. That's my theory.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And to be, we don't really want to know, I suppose. We don't, do we? No. We don't want to really know the deep ins and outs.
It won't change. It won't change the way we feel about him anyway. That's
no, of course not. No, what happened? What happens? And it was just a tragic ending. And I wish Elvis a lot. It's not like you say in the book. I've read the book Destined to Die. Yeah, it's a great book, and you can understand the Presley family. We're dropping down, all of them in the 440s. Well, wasn't they? In the early 50s?
Yeah.
And they all had a lot, like you say, liver and heart conditions. And
I
think the way Elvis pushed himself so hard and worked himself so hard in the 70s, you can understand why.
Yeah, I mean, even if he hadn't been famous, I don't think he was going to live to be a very old age. He probably would have lived past 42, but he wouldn't have lived to be like 80 or 90 or anything like that.
I wouldn't have thought so, unless the drugs had come out a bit better in the 80s, and he'd have lived a bit longer into his 50s. He might have had better healthcare then. And stuff. You don't know that they're improving on everything, aren't they? And I think if he may have probably just lost that a little bit more, weight towards the end, and got himself back down to a little bit more of a leaner, he might have helped himself a lot more. But. Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those imponderables we'll never know now. Unfortunately,
we won't. And it's it's a tragic end. It's a tragic end with most of these famous stars, isn't there?
Yeah. All right, Mark.
But, it's a great topic.
Good to hear from you. All right, mate. Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite right what Mark says. I mean, there's always like this sort of conspiracy, if you like, and it's never straightforward when somebody famous dies. There always has to be that underlying, well, maybe it didn't really happen like this, or maybe he faked his death, or all that. I don't want to get into that because that just makes me go crazy. He didn't fake his death. Elvis Presley died August 16th, 1977. And with me, there's no discussion about it. So anybody that ever tries to discuss that with me will, yeah. I'm going to say Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo. How are you?
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course I can. I couldn't hear you last week.
I know.
So we're back.
Happy St. Patrick's.
Yes, and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well, my friend. I hope you have a nice time. I have tomorrow off. It's a holiday here tomorrow, so there you are. Looking forward to that. Okay. So what do you think about Vernon?
I voted no.
You voted no. You think it's just whatever happened. He had nothing to hide at all.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, that's a very sort of direct way of talking about it, isn't it? It's just that's it.
I think this other pills caused a heart attack.
Well, maybe. I mean, I have my own theory about why.
Yeah, but then I was watching the report how Gerardo Rivera did 2 years later, and they said polypharmacy.
Oh, right.
An accidental drug overdose.
No, it wasn't an OD because he would have gone slower. He would have just sort of like somebody sitting in a chair and drifting off to sleep, So as Sally says, it was more of a sudden cardiac event.
Yeah, everybody in that family died young.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, as the book says, destined to die young. All right, Vincenzo, all the best.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Steve.
Yeah, nice talking to you. Bye. And of course, we move on. And we see Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla. How are you?
Hey, Steve, my boy. How are you? Happy
All
St.
right.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, sweetheart. Yes. What do you
say? Something like top of the morning to you.
And what are you going to do with yourself tomorrow? Are you going to just take it easy tomorrow? Yeah.
I'm already taking it easy today. There's a very good reason for that, Steve. I am married to my dearly beloved. Married 28 years today.
Well, happy anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary.
I know. It's so he'll never forget.
Why did you do it on St. Patrick's Day?
Sure, why wouldn't I?
So he wouldn't forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, I am looking forward to the day off, but I've had a really long weekend because I've been off since Thursday. So
right.
I'm in definite holiday mode.
Yes. Oh, listen, we'll be back to work on Tuesday before you know it. That's the only thing.
Stop, Steve. I'm still in La La Land.
I know. Now, what do you think about Vernon?
Yeah, I suppose, I think he was a grieving father and who'd already shared pretty much everything to do with his son to that date. And I think that at a time of grief, there's very little you can control. And if there was one thing, wouldn't you choose to do that?
Oh yeah, of course you would. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of guilt with Vernon as well. Maybe he thought, I could have done more. A lot of people normally think that, don't they, when they lose somebody unexpectedly. I wish I could have done more. Why didn't I see what was coming and all this? Of course, you can't have.
Of course, you can't. And that's entirely. And the other thing is, do you know what? Like, do we have the right to want and to have an insatiable appetite for that information?
Well, this is it. I mean, the information is already there anyway. It's a myth that we're going to find something out in 2027, because we're not. It's already there. That Sally has said it's already there. It's just the death certificate.
But again, the reasoning, who is pushing that narrative, Steve?
Just people.
It's not us. It's not the Elvis fans.
Probably the media.
It's the media.
Yeah, it's the media.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, and again, that's, that draws attention, and it garners, I don't know, traffic, sales, all of those things. And that's what the media is there for, to make money. So I don't think that any true Elvis fan believes that they're going to find something out, because we already know that we know a huge amount of it. But at the time, I think it's a different thing as to whether the question you pose is, do we think we'll find anything else out? Or do we think, why did Vernon attempt to seal that?
Well, I said earlier on, the reason why I think he had it sealed was because he could. He was given the option and took it.
And I think too, if you go along the narrative that Lion Dutchman had the entire time, it's keep them wanting more, less is more. Don't give it all to them. He was still hoping that he would make as much money as he could off the back of the death of Elvis. The reality is, this was their last shot at it. Now, again, do I believe that he intentionally sat down and did that? No. And yes, I agree. And then that's what, kind of what I said. At a time of grief, there's very little you can control. You can't change what's happened. You can't change the passing of that person. You can't change the pain you feel.
Yeah, you just made me think of something, actually. Do you think that maybe he sealed the death certificate on Colonel Parker's advice?
Oh, I absolutely think that he had something to do with that. Yeah, because if you think about it, doesn't it follow his modus operandi the whole time? And don't we all know, as Elvis fans, the power that he had over Vernon?
Mm-hmm. A lot.
I mean, Vernon's biggest fear was being poor again.
Yeah.
Elvis dying ensured that, or at least heightened that possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd have said, if that Lion Dutchman told him to stand on his head, he'd have gone and done it.
Yeah. I mean, Vernon had a broken heart. I mean, he died within 2 years, less than 2 years after Elvis passed, because his heart was broken.
But again, it absolutely was. But that goes back to, some of the information that Tally did go into in such detail, that Vernon's family all died young too. Not only on Dennis's side, but on Vernon's side. So there was a double whammy, a double genetic history of, premature death in both sides of Elvis's family. So throw all that added pain and grief, that at age, anybody, not to mention a fact that you're not coming from a genetically strong gene pool.
Yeah.
And if you ever needed to know that, for whatever reason, that's the special when it aired after Elvis passing, and the piece that Vernon did to camera at the end of it, thanking all the fans for all their tributes.
Yeah, the CBS special.
You just sit there.
Yeah.
And you just think, oh, that poor man.
I know.
Like, he was definitely grieving the loss of his son.
So what did you vote on the poll then?
The middle one, no. I don't think he had anything to hide. I don't think he did it to hide anything. I think he did it to maintain some level of power, or the guidance of that Lion Dutchman. And again, I think, do we have the right to that information? Do we have that right to information? Anybody outside our immediate family circle? I don't know. I do know. I don't think we do.
Well, we do have the right, but do we have the right to demand it? People are saying, you know, oh, why did Vernon see that? We should know straight away. Well, you know, why?
See, I think because Vernon was his father, and that was Vernon's right.
Yeah.
I think, again, as I said, there's very little you can control in a time of death, and grief is an awful thing, and that sometimes you have to do what you can.
Yeah.
And if he could, he did. And the reality is, look, if I dropped dead in the morning, lads, could I be sure that everyone belonged to me had done everything right to me the entire time that I was alive? Could I ensure that I had done everything right the entire time that I walked this planet?
Well, this is it. Yeah.
The reality is no.
No, we all make mistakes.
No, and no.
Yeah,
because we're all human.
Yeah, exactly.
And isn't that some of the reason that we like Elvis? Okay, musically, he was an amazing human being.
Mm-hmm.
Like the talent that oozed from his pores was just phenomenal. The boy was, I can't describe him, you know, an amazing beauty.
Yeah.
But he was also a wonderful humanitarian. And time again, we hear those stories, and they're still coming out about the good things Elvis did as a human. And
we know he was a top class human being. We know that.
But he was human, Steve.
Yeah,
he made mistakes.
Yeah.
He took wrong turns.
Yeah.
He did wrong things.
Yeah.
But not for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him stand out.
All right. Okay. Now you enjoy the rest of the St. Patrick's Day weekend and celebration.
Roll on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Alrighty?
Steve. And come here. Don't beat yourself up over last week. Discord is still wonderful.
I know. Yeah, no. It was, and thanks for sending that information about the hologram show. I still haven't received my email, so I don't know whether I should re-register or just wait. I don't know.
I wonder. Well, now Kevin didn't hear anything back to that email he sent either.
Yeah, maybe they'll
Nothing
get round to send them all out.
Maybe they're watching your show and they heard us talk about it a couple of weeks ago and thought, oh, we better do something.
Exactly. Alrighty. Okay.
All right, Steve.
Cheers.
You have a good week, my boy.
Yeah, same to you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, so there you are, young Priscilla. Yes. Thanks to all the callers, and I'm going to take myself out of the call and move on. Let's do this. This day in Elvis history. Did you like that? That was one of my new jingles. Right, 1955. And I've got pictures to go along with this. Elvis performed at the Dessau Hall, Austin, Texas. Is it Dessau or Dessau? And there's some lovely pictures here of Elvis with the fans. Looks so young there, doesn't he? Really does. That was on this day in 1955. Just wondering how many pictures I found quite a few pictures of this. Oh, she doesn't look too happy to be in the presence of Elvis. And there he is on stage in Austin, Texas. March 17th, 1955. Oh, yeah. Lovely close-up of him. And moving on, we have 1956. Oh, look at these photographs here. RCA hired photographer Al Wertheimer to do some pictures, as they only paid him for black and white. Color was more expensive then, and RCA wasn't sure Elvis would last. So 99% of the photographs we see of that Alfred Wertheimer took are black and white. But he did take some color shots. I think he used his own color film. On day one, Wertheimer shot 20 rolls of film, and his collection of images became iconic and released over various books, calendars, and photo exhibitions. It was unprecedented access to Elvis right when he was launched into unprecedented fame. Carl Perkins appeared on ABC's TV Ozark Jubilee and performed Blue Suede Shoes. It was his first television appearance. And Elvis performed the song the same night on CBS TV's stage show. Elvis went to the NOLA studios at 12:30 for a rehearsal. Between the afternoon rehearsal and the evening performance of Stage Show, hosted by Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey, Elvis returned to the Warwick Hotel to rest and freshen up. Elvis performed at 8 p.m. with Heartbreak Hotel storming up the national charts. Elvis was allowed to make his own song selection and included both the new single and, as I said earlier, Blue Suede Shoes. 1957, Elvis left Los Angeles by train for Memphis after completion of Loving You. 1958, yes, we've got... Oh, yeah, actually, before I go on to 1958, we've got 1957. Along with his parents, Vernon and Gladys had lived in a well-appointed house at 1034 Audubon Drive in Memphis, Tennessee since March 20th, 1956. They would have been comfortable there had their son not become the biggest show business sensation in the Western world. It soon became apparent that Audubon Drive failed to provide privacy from an increasing army of fans who even started camping on the home's front lawn. Complaints from neighbors also, and Elvis said, "I'll buy all their houses." So Memphis real estate agent Virginia Grant accepted a $1,000 deposit check from the Presleys and drew up provisional sales contract detailing the terms of their purchase of the Graceland Mansion from Mrs. Ruth Brown Moore. The building, named after the builder's daughter, Grace Toof, had at one time been used for the Graceland Christian Church. Elvis would first see the property on March the 19th, after which he signed the purchase agreement for $1,002 and $500, and set March 26th as the closing date. Vernon and Gladys moved into Graceland on the 26th while Elvis was on tour. Extensive renovations were carried out on the mansion during the spring whilst Elvis was away in California making Jailhouse Rock. He didn't spend his first night at Graceland until June 26th, 1957. Now, moving on to 1958. Here we go. Elvis went shopping at Pop Tunes and got a haircut at Jim's barber shop downtown. Did he think the cut would be enough for the army? Well, obviously not, because as we know, he was given a buzz cut. So there is him doing a little bit of Pop Tunes. And here is the one of him getting a haircut in Jim's Barbers. Right. So that's 1958. 1959, of course, military service in Germany. 1960, this is a sad one. Two sisters who are Elvis fans go missing, and even Elvis became involved in the media story. Sadly, the girls were both found dead later. 1963, Fun in Acapulco. 64, Roustabout. 65, Hiram Scarum. 66, Spin Out. 67, Clam Bake. 68, Live a Little, Love a Little. 69, Change of Habit. So March was a very, very busy month down through the years for movie production. 1971, abandoned recording session at Studio B in Nashville. Having started having eye problems, which turned out to be a medical emergency when his eye doctor diagnosed glaucoma, Elvis had to remain in hospital, and the remainder of the paid-up studio time was given over to James Burton, who used the session band to record a solo album for A&M Records. And in 1972, Elvis flew to Las Vegas for 5 days. And then we have 1974. Oh, yes, 1974. Here we go. Elvis performed at the Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis at 2:30 and 8:30 p.m. He would return 3 days later on the 20th to finish the tour, and RCA would record the concert and release it as an album. Elvis as recorded live on stage in Memphis. Another opportunity missed. Why wasn't it filmed? Yes, why wasn't it filmed, Colonel? And 1975, Elvis had a stage rehearsal at the Hilton Las Vegas showroom. And 1976, Elvis performed at the Freedom Hall Civic Center, Johnston City, Tennessee at 8:30. And wearing the Silver Phoenix by the looks of it. Yes. Don't forget, still time to vote on the poll. And the vote is, did Vernon have something to hide about Elvis's death? Yes, no, or you're not sure. It's as simple as that. Yes, no, or not sure. So I'll just let those photographs from Johnson City play around. The Silver Phoenix, and that was on this day in Elvis history. What a great smile he has there. Lovely. I think those shades were probably handed to him by a young lady, because they look more like ladies' sunglasses than men's. But of course, Elvis, as good-natured as always. There you are. Back to square one. Let's do Photoshop. And it's this one. And it's Elvis holding a photograph of him kissing his mother, Gladys, on the morning of his induction into the army. But of course, it's not. It's actually Elvis holding the Fight Cancer, the American Cancer Society Fight Cancer placard, on January 6th, 1957. So if you ever see that one of Elvis holding up a picture of his mother, not really good taste, that Photoshop, you'll know what it is. Now, I wish Elvis had recorded. Yes, it's suggested by Laurie Gelman. Thanks, Laurie, for sending this in. And of course, you can send in your suggestions as well. If there's a particular song that you wished Elvis had recorded, then this is your opportunity. And you can send it in, as you can see, to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel at gmail.com at the top of the screen. And it says MacArthur Park is a song written by American singer-songwriter Jimmy Webb and was first recorded by Irish actor and singer Richard Harris in 1968. Harris's version peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and number 4 on the UK singles chart. The inspiration for the song was Webb's relationship and breakup with Susie Horton. MacArthur Park, located at Wilshire Boulevard and South Alvarado in Los Angeles, was where the couple would occasionally meet for lunch. The idea to write and compose a classically structured song with several movements that could be played on the radio came from a challenge by music producer Bones Howe. Yes, the same Bones Howe that worked with Elvis. MacArthur Park was first released by Richard Harris after he met the composer at a fundraiser in East Los Angeles, California in late 1967. Webb had been invited to provide the musical backdrop at the piano. Out of the blue, Harris, who had just starred in the film Camelot and had performed several musical numbers in it, suggested to Webb that he wanted to release a record. At first, Webb did not take Harris seriously, but later he received a telegram from Harris requesting that Webb come to London to make a record. Webb flew to London and played Harris a number of songs for the project, but none seemed to fit Harris for the pop music debut. The last song that Webb played for Harris was MacArthur Park. The track was recorded on December 21st, 1967 at Armin Steiner's Sound Recorders in Hollywood. Personnel included Hal Blaine on drums, Larry Netchtel on keyboards, Joe Osborne on bass guitar, and Tommy Tedesco and Mike Deasy on guitars, along with Webb himself on harpsichord. Tommy and Mike actually played on Elvis recordings. The song was included on Harris's album, called A Tramp Shining in 1968 and selected for release as a single, an unusual choice given the song's length and complex structure. It made its way onto the Hot 100 number 79 on May the 11th, 1968, peaking at number 2 on June the 22nd, 1968. It topped the charts in Europe and Australia and won the 1969 Grammy Award for Best Accompaniment Vocalist. Laurie told me, Steve Binder asked Elvis if he would have sung the song if offered, and Elvis said yes. So I offer it to you now in all its musical splendor. I can only imagine how great it would have sounded with Elvis in command. And you know, Elvis sang a few bars of it during the taping of the NBC TV special. It was more of a parody that he sang it in a very, very high falsetto. But I don't know. Let me know what you think below in the comment section. Do you think that Elvis could have made a hit out of it? I don't know. It's it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But anyway, that's what Laurie wanted. Laurie said that she wished Elvis would have at least taken a stab at it. Let's do this next. Caption the photo. That's another one of my new jingles. What do you think of that? Yes, caption the photo. And it was this one. And poor Elvis looks like he's got a bit of a headache or something. Sent in by April. Thanks, April. What role am I playing in this movie? Race car driver or up-and-coming singer? No, those were the last two. I'm a mechanic in this one. No, that was the last two. Oh, brain freeze. That ice cream is so cold. I got to remember that Mama told me to slow down when I eat. Yeah, oh, that brain freeze is very painful. What was the girl's phone number? Let me think. Oh, shoot, I remember now. I did leave the stove on. I got stung by a sweet honey bee. Oh, what a feeling came over me. It started in my eyes, crept up to my head. Like that one. What are we going to do with that hologram stuff? I told the colonel to stay off the stage. That's when your headaches begin. I'm actually surprised that one didn't win. That was a good one. That's when your heartaches begin. But with 23 likes. Oh, I knew I'd done something to that. Hang on, we'll do the drum roll again. With 23 likes, we've got... Now, just hold on a minute. Let me do that math here. Yes, I have enough money to buy you all a Cadillac. And a round of applause for Cheryl Spencer. There you are. Thanks, Cheryl. She got 23 likes. Now, that was when I counted up last week, of course, because we did miss last week, didn't we? So that was caption this photo. I've got I Wish Elvis Had Sung Live, of course. And still time to vote on Did Vernon Have Something to Hide about Elvis's death? Yes, no, or not sure. You'll find it at the top of the comments section, and you just click on it and it'll drop down for you. Now, I Wish Elvis Had Resung this song, sent in by Elaine. Thank you very, very much, Elaine. And it is this one, Portrait of My Love, by the man himself, Matt Monro. It's a song written by Norman Newell and Cyril Ornandel, which was released by Matt Monro in 1960. The song was Matt Monro's first hit single and spent 16 weeks on the UK Record Retailer chart, reaching number 3. Also reaching number 3 on the UK's New Music Express chart. In 1961, the song was released on Monroe's album My Kind of Girl. In 1961, the song won songwriters Norman Newell and Cyril the British Songwriters Guild Ivor Novello's Award for Outstanding Song of 1960. In 1999, the song was honoured at the BMI Awards in London for having 2 million radio plays. Now, Elvis did sing Portrait of My Love during a rehearsal on the 3rd of August 1972 at the Hilton, recorded on a cassette tape. Okay? But he never sang it live, and Elaine says that she wished he had have done. What do you think? Do you think it would have been nice for him to have sung it live? You can leave your comments below. I'm going to leave a a link for that song as well. I might leave a link for Matt's, and then also the rehearsal of Elvis's on the 3rd of August. So there you are. Portrait of My Love. I wish Elvis had sung live. Still coming up is the winner of last month's Fan of the Month. There's still time for you to vote on the poll. And ideas, yes, please send in your underrated songs, photoshops, smoking hot photos. Oh, girls. Songs you wished Elvis had sung live, funny caption photos, or you can suggest a topic for discussion. Email me at elvistheultimatefanchannel.com. Sorry, at gmail.com. And if you would be so kind, if you haven't yet, then click on the bell. Click on the red subscribe button and the bell and turn it black for all notifications. And yeah, if you haven't also, please do join Discord. We have a lot of fun on there with the Elvis chat, as you can see. And also, that's Elvis picture of the day. People send in their picture of the day, and then whoever gets the most hearts is the winner. And then there's a winner of the month as well. Whoever gets the most. And of course, there's the chat as well, where we can chat about Elvis to our heart's content. And there's also an off-topic thread as well for people, Elvis fans, that want to talk to one another, but not about Elvis. So that's a great one as well. Underrated Elvis songs. Okay, suggested by me. I'm going to suggest one this week, and I do truly think that this is an underrated Elvis song. Find Out What's Happening. It's a song written by Jerry Crutchfield and recorded by Bobby Bear for his 1968 album, The English Countryside, which he recorded with a group from England called the Hillsiders. The song peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart. The song was also done as a cover by Elvis on his 1973 album, Raised on Rock. Yes, and I firmly believe that it is underrated. He recorded it at Stack Studios on July 22nd, 23rd, which is a Sunday or a Monday. And according to this, take 1 was a false start, take 2 and 3 was a false start. Take 4 was incomplete. It broke down and Elvis said some expletives. Take 5, 6 and 7 was complete. 8 was incomplete. And take 9 was used for the master. So there you go. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think that Find Out What's Happening is an underrated song. Oh yeah, mug of the mug of the week. I wanted to show you a couple of mugs that I have over the weeks, and this is the first one. Okay, so this one here is, I don't know whether you can actually see on that, but what it says actually is 70th anniversary The King, and it says 1935 to 2005 at the top. You might not be able to make that out, although you can just see a little bit of the 70th anniversary there, I believe. And then if I tilt it, it says Elvis inside. See there? Good, isn't it? So that's my mug of the week. That's the one I was using today for my coffee. And don't forget, if you do like what I'm doing, you can buy me a coffee or beer because it's St. Patrick's Day. I'll still actually buy coffee with it because I don't really drink very, very often. So if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, you can use the link below, or you can use that QR code there. So that's the mug of the week. And I'll show you another mug. Not this mug. I'll show you another mug next week. So what have we got? I've done the underrated song. I've done caption. Did we do caption this photo? No, we didn't do caption this photo, did we? We did. Sorry, we did. It was the one where he was going like this. Yeah. It's the smoking hot we haven't done. So I'm going to do the smoking hot, but I want to reveal the. I want to reveal last month's winner as well. But I'll tell you what. We'll do this first of all. Smoking hot photo of the week. Stand by, girls. Get your smelling salts ready, because it's this one. And I think I stole this one from the Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. And I think I actually stole that one from Discord. Somebody posted that as their picture of the day, Elvis picture of the day. So again, I'm guilty of stealing that from Discord. And you can see the standard of photographs that people post on Discord. So hop on. There's a link below for the Discord page, and we have lots of fun on there. Without further ado, I suppose I could really use a drum roll for this as well, couldn't I? Yes. Now, basically, it is Dylan. Yes, well done, Dylan. You are the winner of February's Fan of the Month. So if you want to get in touch with me and pick a Blu-ray, he did really, really well. I'm just looking here. There was a week when he was untouchable because we did the jumpsuit on the 15th of February, and he got 5 out of 6 that week. So congratulations to Dylan, and as I say, be in contact. I don't think I've missed anything out or anybody out. Thanks, Chris, for doing the moderating. The only thing I haven't done is the poll, of course. And let me see what it is. Can I close it? I think I can. End poll. Okay. Did Vernon have something to hide about Elvis's death? Yes, 30%. No, 33%. Not sure, 37%. So, yeah, I mean the not sures are just edging it. Although I'm noticing it's actually changed again now. Not sure 37, no 32, and yes 29%. So that was the result of the poll. And thanks to everybody that actually voted in that poll. So, everything went just about fine and dandy tonight, didn't it? Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all our callers. Thanks to Chris for moderating. And thanks to you so much for bearing with me after last week and joining me. And I'll see you next week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. What do you say, Al?
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.